Hi Cookie Runners, it's Turbo Concept here, and today's video, we're gonna be checking out with an insight from that page over here. This is a website called Forza, and I might gonna be getting a little bit scammed for to do so. As for today's video, this is where that everybody is gonna be trying to tune your car or modify your own cars, and here is what is absolutely gonna be tried to do for its road racing and dirt racing between all around and every kinds of class instead of D, C class or E class and the F class as well. That I'm surely not as well. Between the best classes for all time, such as B class, A class, the S class, and the S2 class, instead of the X class, we're going to be trying to scroll down and we're never going to be able to see what it was. So the car list from their classes isn't going to be like this thing as well. There are the tuning guides list. Whatever we try to do, we're going to be trying to search around for the guides, and we try to make things sure that isn't going to be absolutely nothing to send for this one. So the first thing, instead of the car guides, we're going to be look onto for the drive terrain tuning guide or the conversation tuning guide as well. So all you have to do is close this anyways as well. The current season is fall, and the next season is going to be winter. This is absolutely going to be probably some sort of scam. I have 1 day left for the fall until there aren't going to be trying to do this anyways, because so the seasons are currently working in the game called Forza Horizon 4, but now this is Forza Horizon 5 that should be able to stay up, and it will be cost for so much, for millions of currency dollars in cash. Let's go into for some best cars or guides around here. We're going to be trying to search a little bit for these things as well. There are all-time things as well. S2, the A and B class, or many of those things. You might be able to search from anything around. So let's go for all around of these cars. And we have looked up for all the way down and search right all the way starting from the bottom. At the bottom of this website, there must be something kind of, I'm not sure, this is only going to be going for expecting for other kinds of sites that will lead into cringe sites, whatever, that I don't want to saw like this anymore, because this is all probably stupid as well. So I'm not going to be going for around here for going all the way down time as well. So instead of that, well, now started with the B class, regardless that we're going to be trying to start all the way from down here. So we'll be now going to be going for the Ford F450. So this is where that my uncle bought this for one time as well. So let's go in for a Ford Super Duty F450 DRW Platinum. So the total cost could be for 136,000 credits. So let's go right over here and see what it does. So this is the credit for some sort of like this thing. I'll be copying for this thing as well, but instead of this dot as well, we currently changed the internet connection, but looks how his performance and the tuner in game and the build link was actually for the Forza like this thing as well. So we're now going to be trying to post it into another one as well. Hopefully that isn't going to be going for around here. So we might able to starting for the best cars whatever here. So instead of going for Matrix as well, so we're not going to be going for a little bit as cost as well. So I was late here, and the guides isn't going to be going to get probably to do so, but anyways. So let's go for another kinds of look like this thing. Into the second place was the Ram 2500 Power Wagon. 2500 is one like this best thing. Before I might gonna be buying this for a little bit of one time. Another YouTube link is gonna be coming for a little bit. I'm not sure that isn't gonna be going to just be to do this. I might gonna be getting this car for sure, or a pickup truck and it's not my uncle's pickup truck as well. So it wasn't like the grandpa's like this one. Its performance is 6.2, but the last thing in the F450 was 5.5. So it's 700 horsepower, or like these things for this one thing. So I cannot believe this isn't going to be going for just one thing as well. So modified like these things, and the total cost is over 115,000 credits. So let's move on to the pole position of this for a dirt racing track. Instead of road racing, instead of this one kind of last place, is Honda Civic Type R that could cost under 40,000 credits. And the best performance like this, the total of cost, like the base like this for 66,000 credits, and the total is 136,000 credits, like 700 horsepower for all of the B class monsters as well. The fastest, instead of 88,000 credits and 108,000 credits as well as the FJ40 and Bronco. So we're now absolutely going for under 100,000 credits, could be 96,000 credits. It was the International Scout A. The performance is 5.6. It was completely better than what is unusual. And I might think there must be another YouTube link. Wait, it goes to on Twitch from a TV Snores as well, I'm probably sure. This is probably pretty good. That is the winner of those off-road from today or in the future. It must be the 1970 International Scout, and the total cost is $56,000. And the base price was actually $40,000. Or 40,000 credits as well. We'll now move on into another kinds of those things, but instead of add topics has just turned off completely, and it's completely probably good. So like anything is actually common for a pretty first time as well. So not in perhaps for the first place was pretty actually bad as well. And the last place could be the Honda Civic Type R from 1994. So we're not absolutely going to be going for a 1998 model. The 1969 Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock, or whatever it is. That must be a Holden or a Polestar GTI R. And everything is 700 horsepower itself. For the top of the line is the Honda Civic RS, which is pretty terrible as hell, like the road racing for this one. So we're gonna be going headed out and look for a Nissan Polestar GTI R. It could be, I don't know. So what is actually gonna be going for around down here? So it is the 90s model, and it costs for 20,000 credits, and a final cost for under 55,000 credits itself. Thankfully, we're gonna be moving into the next class. Next car class could be the A class. It's going to be for a scam alert. Let's go in for scroll down, and we got a bunch of pretty good vehicles, just like not anything at ours. But the most worst vehicle and could not able to do this as well, that you never be able to saw, such as the Mercedes-Benz X-Class. I'm probably not sure. That looks like for something said Asians to me as well. So we're gonna be looking around for $133,000 or a credit cars for around here. It's around for 800 horsepower vehicles, such as for a under 160,000 credit vehicles could be for around here. The cost could be under 95,000 credits in cash, but we're going to be looking on to 67,000 credit cash Ford Escort RS Crossworth. That the total cost is 133,000 credits in cash. So let's gonna be look on all for the sedans, and I'm probably not look on to this pretty good performance like itself. So nothing less for around for itself, which is a 1997 or a 2005. It was cost for 66,000 credits in cash. The notes was actually picked for anything it goes, but not for all for about for this time. Up next is the 77,000 credit. It must be for itself for one thing, because it was actually missing. The credit was actually missing for around for this self, and because of an appropriate times for to do this around for one thing. Let's go. This is the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. So it's probably having for good updates. The speed is 4.2, but not probably for fuel efficiency like this one's to the credits around for itself for one time. But instead of only one thing as looked like to do. So this must be a pretty good car. It was actually pretty bad road dirt racing. And now it goes all the way to the road racing, but unfortunately, I couldn't able to see the titles from around from anything it go. It says here in my photo files. This is actually for the 1965 Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. So I'm probably that I just completely recognized that I just saw this for some sort of an image. And next thing in the whole place in the dirt racing could be the Maserati 8CTF. It was actually cost for over 10 million credits in cash. I think this is one of the most expensive cars in the game. Alright, we're inside of the Maserati, what is called again, the 8CTF. Legendary. The performance is 7.2, at 5.2, 8.6, 7.6, 3.5, for many more other kinds of performance as well. So, I wasn't able to look anywhere, but it was, because that could be the end of this video, that I just looked out for to do this. And what year is going to be from the 1950s? Of course, that could be the end of this video. So, that's it. From all over to the old road place. With 5 years to do this. Because I don't want to do this like I'm trying to sign in. So, maybe I won't be gonna be trying to sing for just around here. And look like we're gonna be trying to look at this thing. You remember of these cars, the HSV Gen F GTS. It's absolutely a 2015 model year or whatever it was. It is not probably good. According to the last place, that looks like this isn't gonna be probably to do this. Notes purchased by some sort of Kryptonite YouTube that we never saw. Because I love this car very much. And another one is the GMC Jimmy. It was the 1980s versions, like in Forza Horizon 5. So, I'm not able to get turned all the way down here as well. It's pretty good that the performance wasn't going to be pretty that bad. So, it is about recommended for the off-road selections, and we got the Nissan Skyline R34 GTR Spec 2. The V Spec 2 was pretty intensely perfect, but that was illegal in English countries for around the world, because that is not that pretty good or whatever it was, because this car was actually not that pretty good, or something isn't not going to be trying to do so as well. Because as according to do this as well, there must be legal signs around here. There must be a front splitter, and there must be a small spoiler over here. The horsepower is actually really good. That can totally cost for 130,000 credits. Because the last time that we just seen this car that cost 10 million credits in cash, by looking at the Maserati oldest racing cars from the 1950s. Because as you can see for around here, the base price is 63,000 credits in cash. But it's not millions of worth it, and it's not for sale in United States. We're not looking at for the Maserati or the Mazda RX-7. The R33 is not gonna be like the best thing, because the worst R33 should be this thing. The worst GTR that we never be able to saw. This is a V-spec and not legal around here, or maybe that's illegal in Australia. So looks like the horsepower like this thing was not pretty much. It was the 1996 version, or nothing like pretty it was. The 1989 Nissan Skyline. I'm unable to close for the advertisements around here anymore, because it was completely terrifying as hell that I'm not going to be doing this. So this GTR V-Spec was extremely legal in Australia, because look at those, some sort of illegal signs around here and spoiler, and because according like this car was out of the V8 supercars, because of the V6 was actually terrible or whatever. This is actually really ridiculous, and it's absolutely enormously made in Japan. Of course, that who loved this car anyways, because Jack Automotive sold the R32 already, because it was his first, that Jack Automotive buys his first tuner car, was actually pretty to do this. The base price is 85,000 credits, under 150,000 credits in cash could be a total like this, and the performance was pretty that even good it is anyways. So let's just try to move on and all the way to the top of the line of the A class. Bone Shaker, that could cost 57,000 credits in cash, 57,900 credits. So the final total cost about for 207,000 credits. We probably sure that is the most crazy things that I just looked like this thing as well. So this is the Bone Shaker that I just recently downloaded a little bit for just this one, and I'm probably sure that you kids might love this anyways, because eventually that could cost 150,000 credits in cash. That is the base price, and the final price is 207,000, and that it could be able to be for a final like this. The parts cost a lot, and many of those things wouldn't be able to do so anyways, because that is it for right anyways for some old class. And I'm probably end of this video all the way to the A class as well. So whoever did you like of this video, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe, starting with B and up to A class as well. So the website is going to be linked in the description down below, and I'll be talking to you mini lads going for the S1 class and S2 class as well up next. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and click that bell, and thanks for watching. That I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads all later.